Okay, good morning. So, as Father Dexter said, this is our typical godly play lesson that we would do. One of the things about godly play that I really love, and I think we have seen um, just open really beautiful doors in our Sunday school ministry, is how much godly play focuses on wonder and the fact that we may not understand every single thing that God is doing, right? But we have the ability to come close to Him. And so today we're really excited to share our godly play lesson. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about real quick is just Advent. This time of year, we've talked about all together that it's so easy to get lost in the hustle and bustle, right? One of the things that we talk about is Advent is a mystery time, right? Christmas is a mystery. And the church decided a long time ago that we needed time to prepare to enter into a big mystery. And so everything is blue, right? Our linens here are blue. Our story cards that we have are blue. Blue is our time of mystery. And so our first week of Advent, we talk about the prophets. Okay. So a prophet is someone that God comes close to them and they come close to God. And they know what God is saying. They know what He's asking of them, even if they don't quite understand it. They are close and God comes close. And all of our prophets on our first week of Advent start pointing towards Bethlehem. So our prophets point towards Bethlehem. And we don't know what is going to happen in Bethlehem, but we know that this is where our prophets say that it's going to happen, right? So our first Sunday of Advent, we remember our prophets that point towards Bethlehem. Okay, let me set that up for me. Thank you. Now, this is the light of the prophets. Our second week of Advent, we start to talk about the people who are on the road to Bethlehem. So as our prophets point towards Bethlehem, we have several people who are traveling in the Advent mystery on the road to Bethlehem with us. So our first group of people that are on this road to Bethlehem is the Holy Family. So Mary and Joseph, the first two members of our Holy Family, are on the way to Bethlehem. And Mary is very pregnant. She's just about to have a baby. And so Mary would walk until she couldn't walk anymore, because when you're pregnant, it's very hard to walk. And then she would ride the donkey. She would ride the donkey until she couldn't anymore, because it turns out it's also hard to ride a donkey when you're very pregnant. And so Mary and Joseph make Bethlehem together. And we know from our stories that they're probably some of the last people to make it into Bethlehem that night. And so the Holy Family also has a candle. This is the light of the Holy Family. And just like they are on their road to Bethlehem, so are we. Now, the Holy Family makes it to Bethlehem, and then we see other people invited into the mystery of Advent. And so the first group of people that we see invited in are our shepherds. Now, our shepherds are out in the field, they're protecting their sheep. They're tired, but they're ready in case a wolf shows up. They are used to the anxiety and the worry of hearing a noise that they are not prepared for, what that might mean for their sheep. And instead, the shepherds feel their heart starts to pound. They hear a noise that they don't recognize. And instead of it being a wolf coming for their sheep, It's an angel, a whole choir of angels. And the first thing that the angels tell the shepherds is have joy, right? Something new is happening. There is a mystery. And the first thing that they tell them is don't be afraid, have joy. And so for our third week of Advent, we get a pink candle. And we get to remember that even as we prepare for a mystery, even as we are doing very serious things to get ready for what God is doing, we also get to have joy, right? Christmas comes to us in a mystery, but it's a good mystery, one that makes us happy instead of afraid. And so, our last week of Advent, we talk about the people who are latest to the party. So, the shepherds find out pretty quickly. And even before the shepherds find out, even before the road to Advent is full of all these people, we have one more group that comes, but they come from so far that it takes them a little longer to arrive. And that is our wise men, or the Magi, as they were called. They came from so far that they show up a little bit late. They don't make it until after everything has happened. But we celebrate them because they are on their way to Bethlehem, just like we are. So we celebrate them on January the 6th because they get there a little later. But they are following a star that they have noticed. They are paying attention to where the prophets are pointing, and they are on the road to Bethlehem just like everyone else. And these are our 4 weeks of Advent. These are our 4 weeks of mystery that we have gotten to be in this past month. And now we are so close to entering into the mystery. Not to when everything makes sense, but to getting to see the whole mystery. Because once everyone is in Bethlehem, once Mary and Joseph make it, all of a sudden, everything changes from blue to a pure white. Because there is a birth of the baby. This is our Christ candle. Now, everyone was amazed by the birth of baby Jesus. Everyone was in awe and wonder by what God was doing. They still didn't quite understand. But maybe the one that was the most amazed, the most confused, was the poor little brown cow who showed up for breakfast and instead found a baby. Christmas is the mystery. We still don't fully understand, but we get to be surrounded by people who God comes close to and who come close to God. We get to be in the mystery together. This is the mystery of Christmas. And what we're going to do, one of our favorite things to do in Godly Play, girls, I'm going to let you help me. We are going to change our lights. So, the light of the prophets, the light of the Holy Family, the light of the shepherds, the light of the Magi, and the light of Christ. When they were here in Bethlehem, all of them had their lights. Now that the mystery continues with us, we don't have the same light, right? They're not still here with us. The light changes, but we still get to experience it. And so as we come through and change our light, this is going to allow our light to fill up our space. We're still going to get the warmth and the aroma, but it's going to look different. So girls, do you want to help me do the lights? You can do 2, and then Olive can do 2. Sorry, our wise men are a little tired from their travel. Olive, your turn. Good job. Thank you.